Incredible shocking storms on the planet Mars have damaged the rover Perseverance Explorer robot. Be formally welcome to a new documentary. If it is the first time, I introduce myself. I am the engineer Hiddekel Morrison, and I appreciate you decide to see this educational content, where we will unveil the most amazing images, recorded for the first time on the red planet with massive storms from the wild winds that are impacting the planet Mars, which have even damaged the recently sent rover Perseverance Explorer robot. Join me until the end in this new educational discovery, from the perspective of an engineer. Let's start. This is NASA's National Aeronautics and Space Administration NASA rover Perseverance, the newest robot on the planet Mars sent to study astrobiology, including searching for signs of ancient microbial life. Featuring advanced technology to characterize the planet's geology and past climate, paving the way for human exploration of the red planet and being the first mission to collect and store Martian rocks and regolith, broken rock and dust. This robot has just faced the biggest storms and violent eddies of winds on the planet Mars, with huge dust upheavals that were more intense than expected, which damaged the Perseverance rover robot, as we will see below. But first, I ask you to support us by liking this video, sharing this video with your contacts, and subscribing to this channel, turning on notifications, so with your support, we can continue to frequently generate interesting documentaries on aerospace technology and the universe. Thank you for contributing to the creation of educational content. The so-called Yzero Crater on Mars is one of the sources of dust and wild, most active and intense sandstorms on the red planet. During its first 200 days in a peculiar region of the planet Mars that has been called Yzero Crater, NASA's Perseverance Mars rover explorer saw some of the most intense dust activity ever witnessed by a mission sent to the surface of the red planet. Not only did the rover detect hundreds of whirlwinds of dust called dust devils, but Perseverance captured the first ever recorded video of wind gusts kicking up a huge Martian dust cloud. With all the data and records that the Perseverance rover's sensors have made, scientists have been able to better understand dust processes on Mars and contribute to a body of knowledge that could one day help scientists predict the dust storms that Mars is famous, and they pose a threat to future human and robotic explorers. The Perseverance robot has already been exposed to multiple dust storms, in the most recent, which according to NASA has been the wildest and most monstrous. Perseverance made observations primarily with the rover's cameras and a suite of sensors belonging to the Mars Environmental Dynamics Analyzer, MEDA, a scientific instrument designed for climate measurements, including wind speed and direction, temperature and humidity, as well as measures the number and size of dust particles in the Martian atmosphere. A modern tool run by the Center for Astrobiology of Spain in collaboration with the Finnish Meteorological Institute and NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California. MEDA can detect eddies as they scatter sunlight around the rover and a skyward-facing camera to capture images of dust and clouds. The rover's cameras also documented 3 times when gusts of wind kicked up large clouds of dust, something scientists call gust lift events. The largest of them created a massive cloud covering 4 square kilometers. Scientists believe that these uplift bursts are rare, but could be responsible for a large fraction of the background dust that floats in the Martian atmosphere all the time. While wind and dust are prevalent all over Mars, what researchers are finding seems to set the area apart, called Yzero Crater. This increased activity may be related to the crater being close to what is described as a dust storm track that runs from north to south across the planet, often kicking up dust during dust storm season. Scientists believe that the increased activity in Yzero Crater could be due to factors such as the roughness of its surface, which can make it easier for the wind to kick up dust. These recent dust rises have been more intense than expected. NASA reported that the sand transported in whirlwinds damaged the 2 wind sensors of MEDA, the important instrument that we already discussed measures the climate and many other important characteristics of the Martian environment. Sand grains damaged the thin wiring for the wind sensors, which protrude from the Perseverance's mast. These sensors are especially vulnerable because they must remain exposed to the wind in order to measure it correctly. Wind-blown sand grains, likely carried in whirlwinds, also damaged one of the wind sensors on another of NASA's Mars rovers, the Curiosity rover. With the damage from the Curiosity rover in mind, The team that designed the Perseverance rover provided an additional protective layer to Meta's cables. However, Yezero's weather still overtook them, damaging those rover Perseverance sensors. NASA reported that a lot of excellent scientific data was collected indicating that robot Perseverance's wind sensors were damaged and severely affected, ironically, because NASA says that they obtained what they wanted to measure. Although the NASA team is testing software changes that should allow the Meta to be damaged, even if the wind sensors continue to work. What do you think of these impressive images that the Perseverance rover robot has managed to record and the impact of the strong and wild Martian winds that damaged that important scientific exploration instrument of the Perseverance robot? I read them in the comments of this video. As usual, we appreciate you informing us. It is a real pleasure to be able to provide you with the main news, trends and developments about the most important aspects of aerospace technology and the universe, from the perspective of an engineer. I am the engineer Hiddekel Morrison and I invite you to meet again in a future installment.